Good evening, guys. So this will be my second video recording for you guys for the assignment. So I knew I was going to go on paternity, well, I assumed I was going to go on paternity leave sometime during this term, and I made this assignment flexible so that we can modify it and change it depending on what I think and you guys agree on needs to be changed. But before we go on to there, I want to just step back a bit and read the assignment. So you are a director of blank, an exciting new company that specializes in blank. You want to create a new product / experience that does blank. Now, you might be scratching your heads and you might be thinking, what's this new experience / product? I'm just going to be pretty loose with whatever it is. You know, maybe you're creating a Steam-like platform, or selling iPhones, or connecting volunteers to different projects overseas in developing countries. It could be anything. All right, I'm just going to be very broad with that interpretation. But when we come down to part 7, which is creating a feasibility report, you will still need to do that. So the feasibility report will have these following things: introduction, background, outline of a project, method of analysis, alternative ideas, conclusion, why you believe the project is feasible, and data you have collected. Okay, so let's begin with what is a feasibility report. Now we've looked at this in class, and you guys might have forgotten, in year 11 and at the start of year 12. And essentially a feasibility report just checks to see, is it a good idea? Is making the next Facebook and spending millions of dollars a good idea? And hopefully with a feasibility report it will say, or it will inform me that it's a bad decision and you should spend your money on better decisions. Alright, so let's continue. Just making sure this is recording. So an introduction, what are you deciding to do? So if you're making some Angry Birds like game, you would explain the basics of that. Background. So what's the background? Why have you chosen this project? What are some of the demographics? So for example, you might say that there's a lot of young people in developing countries and you want to make an Angry Birds for Africa. I don't know, something silly like that. Outline of project. How is this project going to be developed? A Gantt chart would help here, but we've done plenty of Gantt charts, so we won't bother with that. But outlining the project. So for example, how is this project going to be built? How are you going to make sure that it's all working correctly? That you actually deliver this, product or experience. So go crazy with that. We'll talk a bit more about that in class, but you just need to explain how you're going to achieve it. How is this project going to work, and what are you going to do to make sure that it works? Now, method of analysis. Now that might sound a bit cryptic, but that's all essentially saying is, how did you gather your data? That's all it's saying. Did you use surveys? Did you use interviews? Did you do a count of people wearing purple shirts? Anything, alright? However you've collected your data, that's all that part will imply. And it won't be that big because we've made it all up anyways. Alternative ideas. So what are some other ideas that you could think of similar to what you're wanting to do? So for example, if you're wanting to make a fish store where you get to sell heaps of fish, maybe you could here's an alternative idea, is you simply turn it into a gum tree. So instead of creating this massive multi-million-dollar structure where you can sell and buy fish from your company, you just get people, everyday people, like on Gumtree. There's just one weird idea. Conclusion. should probably be H. So why you believe this project is feasible. Now you have to prove, not with peer-reviewed articles or anything, but why do you think this project is feasible? And use some of that data to back you up, and also use some of this background information. Maybe the demographics are in your favor, something like that. Now, data you have collected. This will be an appendix. I should write here, appendix. And this will just show you the data that you have collected. Now, obviously, this data will be fake. But it's important that you do have data, and we will probably do that tomorrow on Wednesday. But I want you to start thinking about your feasibility report today, and just going through all these again. Introduction, background, outline of project, method of analysis, alternative ideas, conclusion, etc. And now, if you do get stuck, you do have the internet, this awesome resource that lets you find heaps of different stuff. So you don't always need to rely on your teacher to do everything for you. It's important that the reason why I designed this assignment like this is because I wanted you guys to learn something. Alright, it's not an essay, because essays are useless when it comes to IPT and IT and technology. It's hands-on. You've got to create your own website. You've got to make it look pretty. You've got to collect data. You've got to create a feasibility report. This is very practical. And if you do get stuck, you can by all means use the internet to help you. Now, I will be marking fairly liberally with this assignment. As long as you show me a nice website, show me your data and a good feasibility report, you'll get good marks. So I don't know if I specified how many words this feasibility report should be. Apparently not. Let's keep it on the small side and say no more than 1,200 words. No more than 1,200 words altogether. I'll just make that bold. No more than 1,200 words. I don't want more than 1,200 words. Background. Actually, let's just say 1,000. No more than 1,000 words. Yeah, I think I've covered everything now. I hope I've helped you a little bit. I will just talk a little bit more on part 4. Part 5. This data will be stored in a database. You are required to use at least 3 tables. So I've been trying to explain to you guys how to create your own databases, and we've done many, I should say, now, and let's do one now. Alright, now databases are really cool because you can collect any data you want, and with saying that, you can decide whatever you want to collect. So for example, TV. Let's say we want to collect 3 things. Okay, we want to collect TV channels. We want to collect the genre of TV shows, and give me 1 second to think, and actors in these TV shows. Now you might say, Mr. Weber, these probably won't connect together, but you can with a database. You can manipulate the data in a way that that they are connected. And so, I mean, I'm doing this off the bat. So TV channels. What are some of the things you would store? You would store channel number. Like, is it channel 10? Is it channel 9? Channel ID. Don't know how much else you would store. Maybe popular TV shows. Are they showing, say, The Big Bang Theory? Something like that. And then TV shows. Alright, so you just need to think a little abstract with this task. That's all I'm asking you to do, and we have done this many times, and there is a plethora of information on the internet. There's YouTube, there is Wikipedia, there is just everything, alright? This shouldn't really be a challenging task to do in terms of not knowing what to do. TV shows, alright? So, TV show name. TV show genre. TV show rating. See, we're able to create a database out of anything. We just need to manipulate the data, and that's what you need to know. Is you need to design the database to reflect what you need it to do, not the other way around. Remember, data is unorganized facts, and as a database designer, you are the one who has to organize it into something. TV. Oh, damn it. I'll just call it actors. Okay. Actor name. Actor ID. Oh, I think I'm missing something, but that's alright. And then we'll just connect them all together. This actor TV, there should be TV show ID here, but TV show ID would go over to here, and TV show ID would go to channel ID as well. But there are many different ways to connect it. We could have designed this database totally different, and so don't be limited into how you think you can design this database. The floor is yours. Now, I hope I've helped you guys understand what you need to do, and yeah, start thinking about the feasibility report. I'll try to find a good example of one for you, and this will be good for you as well. In case you get a question in the HSC about feasibility reports, you will know exactly how to do it. Alright, thank you guys.